Hi, and welcome to this series of short tutorials on RememberTheMilk.com. Remember the Milk builds itself as a time management and organization app, and that's pretty much what it's designed to do, is help keep yourself organized. In order to access the application, you would go to RememberTheMilk.com, sign up for a free account. I have a pro version as well, but there's quite a bit you can do with the free version. Since I have an account, I'm going to log in now. The application is built around the concept of creating tasks which are organized in lists and using these tasks and lists to keep yourself organized. So to start with today, we're going to look at the settings. You can see that when I come in, if I go to my tasks, there are a few tabs along the top, but I can create lists and add them to the top here to help organize according to my own organizational scheme. So I'm going to go to Settings, and let's just take a minute and look at the options here. It allows you to put in your first and last name, to change your password, to enter your email address, to pick a date format, a time format, and there are other preferences. There's a task cloud that we can look at later. This is asking you to show the tags on the left. These are several features we can explore later. And so those are the basic settings. And next I'd like to take a look at lists. You can see that by default I have an inbox, all tasks, and sent. The inbox and the sent are locked. These come with the application. There's nothing I can do about them. And all tasks is very convenient because it gives you a place that you can look at all things that you've listed as tasks, regardless of what list they're in. So let me start by making a new list. I'm just going to call this my work list. I'll add a list for personal. And we can leave it at that. We'll leave it at that and be simple for the moment. When I come up and click on tasks, you should notice that those things were added to my list of tabs, and now I can put tasks within each of those lists. Let's come back to my settings for a second. These alphabetize, so the tabs will appear in this particular order. There are also tabs in settings for tags. This is a way you can further organize by taking your tasks and assigning tags to them. They then become searchable. You don't create the tags here, but you create them on the tasks themselves. Locations, which I haven't found a particular need for, but with a task you could put in an address and associate that with the task, so that if you were looking at this on a mobile device, you would have that address there. It's just not something I tend to use. Next, I'd like to look at the reminder settings. The first section deals with daily reminders. So this checkbox is telling you that on the day the task is due. So if there's a date associated with it, please send me a list of all those tasks at 9 a.m. Well, if I don't want it to be 9 a.m., I can adjust that and have it sent anytime I want. I can also have it sent before the task is due. And to do so, I just check the box and I put in when I would like it sent. So I would like it sent one day. The message that the reminders have been saved tells me that it recognizes the words. It recognizes the context in which I put that in. Now, I don't have to have it sent here. I could uncheck this one and just have them sent before. So I can use any combination of these. If the task has a due time, so if I've included the time in the task, I can have it sent at the time it's due, although I don't particularly like that one. I don't feel it's that useful. Or I can have it sent 2 hours before the task is due and save that. Now, one of the things that makes Remember the Milk particularly useful is that there are additional ways to get reminders. So I can get desktop notifications, which are pop-ups in my browser, and I would simply get those by turning them on. And that link will explain a little bit about how they work. But essentially, you just turn it on. The first time you turn it on, you may be prompted by your browser as to whether to allow it or block it, and you would need to allow it to make that work. There are also other types of notifications. I would like a mobile notification, and it's listing phone carriers here. So I'm going to pick AT&T. I would need to provide them with my cell phone number, and if I wanted to limit the number of texts sent to me daily, I could put that here. But if I'm managing this myself, that's generally not necessary. I generally won't be getting that many. Okay, so I put my cell phone in here. It's going to send a confirmation to me, and I'm going to have to respond to that, and then the reminders will be all set up. So if this was my cell phone number, I'd simply click Save, and that would initiate the process. There are additional tabs for services, which are third-party services, meaning other websites that interface with this. And there are ways to sync your data with certain other applications, however that requires a pro account. But those are things that we're really not going to look into now. We're going to look at the basic usage. And in our next video, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of creating tasks and using the system.